we have spent the last 9 years trying to figure out how can we get a proper school bus system for our children.
Now, tell me, in the early morning here, look what block up the... It cannot pass with the vehicle them up here. Look how the morning I go mess up this morning, Jesus. Look here.
I never see.
The new school bus them Andrew Holness buy. I get to understand say school pick them no want go in at them. I don't know what cause, but them must say pick them no want go in at them and still have to take a taxi them.
Greatest thing. I've seen PMP them a mad out. We can't stop the victory, we can't damper the victory, we can't take back the victory, we can't stop it from celebrate. As a matter of fact, we have a day in Jamaica to celebrate. Please, Mr. Andrew Holness and the team, give me a day to celebrate, please.
Me is a real born true Jamaican who over America in the diaspora, who stand for righteousness for my pitney them and my grandpitney them. I mean, I ask unscrupulous dirty cockroach them. But una vote for our policy, una vote for this morning. The amount of pitney them. When Crawford, them and Crawford go find out we're not going to school. And this morning it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be worse. School attendance than way before. In a Jamaica. And uno vote against the policy. That's the look pitney them gonna get the money, get the bus here for go to school, for get a better education. That's what I know say as when the government say we build the Labour Party, selfish better than education, that don't believe in a belly full. It's better than education. But remember, all of uno vote for the Jamaica Labour Party and the family them go suffer. I'm gonna go suffer for the high water with the pound. What can go so? When the whole blood clot people, them Jamaica Labour Party kill up them blood clot self. For go vote for Andrew Holness and analyze them brother and sister for blood clots of Andrew. And Andrew have two Batman son where him same claim, same get. And them not even at the system, them even numerate in a blood clot Jamaica for give him a blood clot vote. For say yes, them father prime minister and them head voting them prime minister. But we for go blood clot, go numerate, for go make extra blood clot Andrew destroy the blood clot Jamaica country where we build. Eh? This blood clot hungry belly boy comes and come from one bedroom board house. And the people them sorry for this because shitting up the blood clot prime minister boy. And this boy a taxpayer blood clot money and rich. And I want let go the blood clot country. You and your local shitting up your blood clot member of parliament and the whole blood clot at uno. All I want nasty shitting up your cockroach blood clot labor right. Vegas, big puss Merrill Munchie, the whole on the suck lick out battle like dang or suck out on a mama.
Them say the boss them because them is from America. The door on the other side because we drive different from America, you know, like England. The brother that show me say the door them on the other side. So if them bring the bus them, the youth them walk up on the bus, rectified still, you know, but enough money for do it, enough money for change over and put over this over and all them something there. Some of you say the other party a ball out. As usual, because them only think them do a ball out. Them not tell you where them are going to do. If them win the election, them just a ball out against things, and this is what I think them with them ball out against. But I am shocked. I am very shocked that the government are bringing bus where it's not conducive to our way of entering and exiting and bus. Really weird. So, let me go tell you how much it will cost them to do it. Because I hear the king of Portland a ball out say, Jamaicans are going to pay, the youth are going to pay $100 for the bus and all them really. But a next caller call me and show me say, Muta, you are going to pay the $100 from the main, because the road, the place where the people them live. Hardly have no road, you know. But the taxman them go up on them road there, like all my road, you know. My road not conducive to driving, you know. I pay gravel and hole and all them something up on my road. And a whole heap of the people who go to school have to walk, come down the road. for go up on the bus, or them have a taxi come for them up the road. So the reality it is not that them going to pay $100 for go up on the bus. But them have to pay the taxi man to carry them go to the bus. What a judgment. What a judgment, Rasta. And the King of Portland now tell you these things, you know. No, the King of Portland now tell you that. He must tell you where the bus are going to charge $100 upon the bus. When the bus them now come up here, so. When I say yes or no, I mean like all which part of me live here. A pure gravel and dirt and big hole in the road. When rain come like my house surrounded by a river. It's a serious thing. So them have retrofit the bus them to suit the Jamaican road. But them never include that when them did tell you about how much this a cost and how much that a cost. These politicians, man, me I tell you, them always come up with something making it vex. Conducive to love and understanding. Especially now in Jamaica. When you find 250 guns in your, what them call it, container them, are coming to Jamaica. Something deeper than where them are tell we, are go on. Something deeper. A couple years ago, when we were on highway, the Minister of National Security, he used to say, him intelligence show him say, at least 200 guns coming on the island every month. And that are 5 years, more than 5 years before COVID, him said that. I'm going to keep repeating it. So if him intelligence, it show him say, 200 guns every month. At 12 months, make a year, 5 till that 60 months, that you multiply 60 by 200. Where all them guns there? And then now come put 250 guns more upon it. Who is planning what in Jamaica? There's nowhere. All them guns, they can't come in Jamaica and somebody now plan something. How am I going to get you that them gun there? Who am I disperse the gun them to? And who know about these guns? Them say gun killing gone down, but gun killing not gone down because the police them a take over from the gangster them and shoot the gangster them and shoot whosoever them want to shoot. And at the same amount, them a kill. Who is doing these things to make put where them a put over where? Plastic? The gun them still there, you know. You know, hear nobody a kill, nobody shoot. Well, shooting still a go on, but not like first time, but no to the gun them, you know. The gun them no sure we see, you know. The one them who have the gun them still have the gun them, and more gun a come on top of the gun them. Where them gun they there, who are bringing the gun them, oh we not hear no, one I get old, for all them whole heap of gun where them a find a airport and whole heap of gun them whole heap of thing them a find gun in, you know. Them a hush, like, we prefer here so them catch the gun them than a kill people. Me prefer that. Me prefer them find the gun them than kill people. We see all of the things them where we hear say illegal. Wholly pie not get solved. The man when name the one who must say the headmaster at JC, his name is Reed. We don't hear nothing more about him again. No, we don't hear nothing more about him again. We sit down in yard have fun. Like a house arrest thing where all them friends them come and drink liquor every day. Yes. You know, you're not more about that. The maritime money. Want to them all them big scandal there. A scandal, and pay scandal, and another scandal. Want to Mr. Bolt money. want Mr. Bolt money. And when I just say Mr. Bolt, but Mr. Bolt are the one will look like it affects Jamaican people more than everything else. How the youth don't get back your money, or I get some of it, me don't know. How things just a go on and a go on, so without solving, or not solve. All I hear now say, the government have give hundreds of keys to hundreds of house. And even though you don't see, you say nothing now go on. Enough. No, everybody are dangerous to the rest. I hear the Prime Minister of the radio and say, no, whole bunch of people are talking about nothing now go on. Well, you know, if them not see what you are telling them, they're going to say nothing now go on still. You see them put up some little matches box house and get the people, man. Every time you give somebody a key, you have to take picture. Proof, take picture. Thousands of pictures he must have now. Whether he might put pit somewhere, water somewhere, give people key to somewhere, and the people them feel glad. Good. Because when you don't know better, you just don't know better, you know. You know, see it. If you live in a squalor, and a man bring a less squalor house come give you, you just say, boy, I'm give thanks, and you say, I'm not live in a squalor again. Just so it go. Politician, seriously, carry the people them have care. We take a break and come forward. Break.
ABC Electrical Sales.
Everybody hear about we go on this, so. You think them don't know? The big boy, them know what happened. So how them know say 2 man at the plane? And get for reports say 2 man at the plane. The plane there, who have the plane now? Who have the plane now? What I'm saying, the whole heap of cocaine with them finding at what them call it now? The big truck will carry money. Mobile, them find the truck long a mobile. And hold on upon the driver. Oh, when I hear about that, what happened to that? What happened to the whole heap of drugs where them find in a Rockabessa? All them things that when I hear nothing about. Nothing. So make sure you say walk with the water. Very important part of the thing you know. Walk with the water. I don't know how much people are telling you this, but I make sure I tell you walk with the water. Make sure say when you buy the water, you throw it at the jug from the plastic that you don't have to buy will it for plastic. Forget the water because the plastic is a problem. The plastic bottle is a problem. I don't know what they're going to do about it, but the plastic is a problem. We are talking about the things them where them uncover, but it's still cover. The gun them, the drugs them, people them who bring in the drugs. These things is hidden from the masses of the people them. And then the government come now and them tell you this and them tell you that, and the opposition them, all them can do are oppose. And we don't put out specifics in them what they will do if they should win the election. All them do is talking about we're wrong and opposing. I mean, them name opposition still, but oh gosh, man, there's enough opposing for survey beyond the election. We need some serious conversation. I want them to go have the debate again. I want them to go have the debate because the debate is something that people want to hear from the two parties them. But we're in a election mode, you know, and you turn on certain station, man, you can't get tired of listening to the same thing from the same people them. And the thing we know is a bus thing. The bus thing I take center stage on certain radio station. And every minute you hear the King of Portland attack. And him attack. When these people not in power, they have the biggest conversation. And when them in power, you see them tell you, say, people are talking about nothing now go on. The people are going to say that nothing now go on. But them know say them things are going on. Well, the people, they must know say things are going on for them. That is the conversation. It's not that people, it's not that nothing now go on, but nothing now go on for them. The people, them still recognize that things are going on, of course. But all them big skyscraper where go up, you think the normal Jamaican can go in one of them go set up office or live in it. That's why them say nothing now go on, you know. And not true them not say the road, them highway, you know. Them say the highway. The highway lead to a dirt road. Things are going, but the people them want to see the outcome of what is going on for them. That is important. You go around town and know every little corner have a skyscraper go up. Yes. Touch the sky like Babel. Taller than Babel too, because Babel never so tall. And we read in the Bible about God confused the people them. That's why them talk different language. Because them have build tall building. So when we say about them building there where I go up here now, I'm not see them. Them building are tall like a wall. You can't even hold up your neck and see the top of it. Yeah, you can't hold up your neck and see the top of it. One day Waterloo, there's something I tell you, man. Every time I look on the building, I say, wow, them really are go up. They really are go up. But we see the building them. Undoubtedly, we see the building them. But, because there's always a but, who going to live in them building there? Is it the normal person? Is it the people them who, when election come, them go get coaster bus and them go get taxi and jump in it with all sort of thing and get little chicken back and little this and that or whatsoever them get, a boom or an energizer or whatsoever. These people who jump on the side of the bus and full up the bus with the old piece of cloth them have a hole through the window. And them not now go on, them say something not go on, but it not go on for them. And when the election done, it's still not go on for them. So when the people them say nothing now go on, the Prime Minister have to know what they mean when them say nothing now go on. You think people are idiot? People say enough things are going on. Enough things. Electricity, JPS, now in a problem with the government and all them really. Like say that enough for them things. Alright, sir. JPS are government things, you know, but they are going like enough for them things, you know. For them things, and they say they are going to switch this and switch that. People still are string up light. Them say certain things, road a patch up. But the road with them depend not patch. That's why them say not go on. You think you can go tell a little man in up in the bush them here, say enough things are going on, you know. Look how watch it, look how the road looks smooth now. Enough things are going on, you know. The road, the water alright. Every Monday, me not no water. From me live up here every Monday, me not no water. Why is it that the water have to go on every Monday? When you come in Sunday night, Monday morning, no water till Tuesday. What is causing that? I want to say from me live up here, I talk about years. What is causing you to not have water every Monday in our area? And that we are talking about when you say the people them are saying nothing now go on. Because me live in our area for almost 2 decades now. And from me live up here, every Monday the water no come back. The water no come back until Tuesday. Then nothing now go on. Nothing now go on, Master. Because that's not supposed to happen in a so-called modern times, according to them. Jamaica is a modern place and no one. We are in a certain Caribbean island and this a firm say we is #1 in this and this a thing say with GDP is that and all that something there. But nothing not going on. You could have talked a little more, say the people them and say nothing not go on and something not go on. Something not go on in your eye. Because you have bank accounts and small amounts and big amount and all of your friends them around you can change them car every month, 2 months or whatsoever. And them are open this up building and them are buy land, yeah, so buy land, so the people that have the money for buying no land. That's why them say nothing now go on. What is the mantra? Your mantra is that people are saying that nothing now go on. And me I say to the people, me I say to you, that when me look on the people them, nothing now go on. The people them will pack up arena for listen to no I tell lie again. Them people there, when them take them bus and go home back, are the same situation them go in after September. Same situation. So when you hear them say nothing now go on, don't take it like say, who I say that? Like, yeah, one boy on the radio named Muta, you know, every time come on the radio, I talk about nothing now go on. You think people are idiot? No, people are no idiot. Look on the gap, look on the road. Look on the road. One to them garbage truck where them say them get and all them something and things are got different. Me no see nothing different since them get the garbage truck them. So me go follow the people them and say nothing now go on. Me follow them and I say nothing now go on. Because with all the argument, but just like how the brother talk now, the king of Portland, the king of Portland talk about how when the bus them come, this and that, and you're going to have, you can track which part your child there, and you're going to track which part that there. And some whole heap of talking them attack. And the people them feel good now, say yes, at least me know me pick them now if I'm not upon the bus or not. At least $100, wow. Yeah man, we can give them more money for lunch and all them something there. More money for lunch. When you go buy the lunch to rotted. Where you go buy for your lunch? Where you go buy for your lunch? That's why them say nothing now go on. And that if you look on the same people them we are jumping at coaster bus and carry go listen to and talk and a cuss one another. And one of them Lego bad word on stage. If an artist did do that, him get charged $2,000. If me accidentally flip my mouth and say one of them word there, you hear them right the radio station and attack this and attack that. Nothing not going on. We're going to take a break there with you. So 2 weeks ago, them have a film festival down a Black River. And we will take part tonight. Now, we are drive come up from the festival to go back at the hotel. Because the lady who put you up say, she did have a hotel book, but she don't want to go at the hotel there because too much people there, so them are going to make nice. So she put you in a one way more conducive to our kind of mindset. So she put you in a hotel. So we are drive go up at the hotel now. We see the road black. When we look, it's a session. A keep near the hotel. It's a politician session. A keep. Him know who and them know who keep the session down there. Brethren and sistren, I kid you not. You see, when we're going at the hotel, we see the tourists them sit down outside at after 2 o'clock we reach up there in the night. When me hear the I can't see why people are talking about them want to say turn off, you know, because distortion and no music, you know. The man, them who play, not only that, them play the music distorted, but the man on the mic and make more noise than the music we play. Me the man play a foreign tune, you know. And I couldn't believe it's the same tune when I play all the while. Pure distortion that come out of the box, you know. And the people them sit down outside, so we go join them now, them and say, boy, if them didn't know, so I guess so them did not stay. Them would have find another way. And guess what? Most of them just come in off a plane early on in the day and want to rest. And them a show we say, I ask them, so to call the police. Them said, are useless to call the police because the police now come. A long time them tell it. And I tell you, I'm sorry for the people them, but I'm sorry for myself too. Because I couldn't sleep neither. I couldn't sleep neither. The man them play some distortion. I'm saying distortion, you know. Some humming or something. And not not only that, you know. Them decide them going to bust fireworks. Fireworks. After 2 o'clock in the morning. Them going to bust fireworks. And I tell you people, it's like torture, man. It's like torture. No, the politician brother who keep that show there. I tell you, say, them should have strip you naked and whip you. Yeah, man, them should have whip you, man. Because pure agony. The people, them just come in, want to sleep. Me want to sleep because me just come in too. And a pure noise. When I say pure noise, you know, I'm not talking about no ordinary noise, you know, because I don't far from it today and next door. And the more the music they started, and the more the people, the DJ hype up the people them, and the more noise I make us know. That's where that is where that. Where you call that? Where you call that, Rasta? Because even the man them who make them music, you know, if them hear them tune there, they will say, wait, I saw them play my music. Yes. Because that's I know music you listen to. And noise you want to hear in your ears. And a pure noise. Because all them have to do, you know, is play the first part of the tune where them know the song. And then the people them start singing the next verse. So them turn up the set. It's a terrible thing, man. Terrible thing. It's a torture at its highest level. And the thing is that I see 2 police cars come in front of me, you know, and I say, oh, whatever, must go around them because the road kind of narrow because traffic there on the 2 sides of the road. The policeman stop and I buy, what they call it, you know, the jump on them, jerk. I buy jerk. I don't know if I poke or jerk, what's in my buy. And him block up the road more than anything else. No, that's not Jamaica. It's not a real place. Jamaica is not a real place. There's nowhere in the world that could have happened in our next country. Nowhere. I mean, I talk about the festival with Black Up Road, you know. I talk about the sound where come from the venue. That is what I talk about. Where them claims say music. That is not music. That is distorted noise. That is like them drop bomb in there. Are ready to explode and it explode. Terrible, man. I just advise that, you know, because the politician know him be, because somebody tell me say him keep it. What the politician for long there? I do a host, you know, but I not call him name. I not call him name, you know, because it's terrible, man. Terrible. When I say no people in the venue, no car out the road, people are selling all sort of things from long line of people are selling things. And about that, it's still aware that a man have him own set out of the road under him tent to play. Him not listen to where I go out so he have him own little set. I'm not telling you say, it's a soothing thing for listen to the set outside. Yeah, because we are going inside. There's some, I don't know what kind of people them listen to them things, the rest of that serious thing. We're going to take a break and come forward. We'll talk to Mr. Linward Fulton, food safety and food security. So when you hear we again, we're going to talk to Mr. Linward Fulton. All right.
Sesco, for all your electrical, building and generator needs, check Sesco Limited and stay connected to the industry's preferred source. The time by Sesco, the industry's preferred source is...
The time is 15 minutes to 4 o'clock. We're on the stepping razor. We want to talk to Mr. Linward Fulton. Mr. Fulton, you there?
Yeah, man, me there right here.
Good time, give time. All right. Well, here this come up regular now from the other day. I don't know if it's through the election or come up and all them here about food security and food safety. In the interpretation, I know he's a man who is involved in a whole heap of things. You know, he's former president of JS and all these things. But when the government say food safety, what do you talk about?
Well, it should mean that we have enough food here to feed ourselves without importing food. So the difference between food security and food safety is that food security is a thing that if you have the resource, the money, and the institutional support, you can get food. Institutional support means through food for the poor, FAO, and these organizations can give people food. And you can get sufficient food, like even in Haiti, they might have food safety, but they don't have food security. Now, the only country in the region that have food security that can feed themselves is Guyana. But Jamaica, if you're going to put it in US dollar term, we are 1.6 billion, not million, billion food insecure.
So
because we are importing
more than we should have import.
We are importing $1.6 billion worth of food for a little Jamaica.
All right, so what is it that the government is doing to alleviate that whole heap of importation of food? What them doing?
The first thing they are doing wrong, they are using the best agricultural land to build houses.
Yeah, they might use the flat land to build houses on the inside.
And that is irrigatable to build houses where they could go and maul and go dig down with bulldozer and build the houses.
Yeah, build the house on the hillside and plant on the flat land.
On marginal land.
Yes.
So they are doing that. They are doing that wrong. The second thing they are doing, they have thousands of acres. Sugarcane used to take up 300,000 acres alone. So more than that amount of land, probably 500,000 acres of land lay idle about in Jamaica.
And that
most are owned by government.
Yeah. So why is it that we not plant rice like first time in our Westmoreland? Why rice is a thing where every Jamaican eat every day? Why Jamaica
I
now?
only believe we could do rice here. But there are other things that we could expand. Our dasheen, our cocoa, our yam, our sweet potato, our cassava to get the carbohydrate. And we could do the same for the various vegetables.
But we import enough rice, you know. We import enough rice. We get rice from Guyana and all those places.
We import enough rice.
But why we not, since Jamaican people eat enough rice, why we not planting the rice? We have the land.
It needs a government policy to do it because you know Jamaica farmers are small farmers. But if you secure the right land that can be irrigated because rice need water. It's a grass type that need water.
Yeah.
And those are the things that we need government to do. Instead of on platform every day cutting ribbon.
Come on! So rather, right? You rather do the agricultural thing or individuals farm them own thing? What is rather?
Rather is supposed to be the major extension delivery arm. And I have the privilege of being a CEO in RADA for 3 years.
And what you was doing there? What you was doing? What you were doing? What you was doing there?
Well, I was the CEO, managed the entire program to get the officers to train all our farmers in Jamaica and to get the ladies to do homework, to teach homemakers and ladies how to use breadfruit or any other thing in all the farms that it could be used.
Yeah.
And this was to prevent them from eating imported food.
Yes.
And that's the intention. When you look at a breadfruit, when you are well trained, you see it roasted, you see it fried, you can turn it and make a sort of salad with it, and you can do all kind of things with that salad. Use, if you want to use saltfish or red herring.
But the right breadfruit can make juice too. The right breadfruit can make juice. Like
yes, man, breadfruit make a lovely punch.
Yeah.
Very delicious punch.
All right.
Make chips.
All right, well, may I try to find out from you, see? As a big man at the RADA place there. The RADA, when you talk about food safety, if we are talking about food safety, we have to know where we are eat and when the farmer them are put in where we are eat. How is it that so much unprescribed poison are come from America and find it in Jamaica and rather are distributed and don't educate the people them who apply the food about the dangers of using these chemicals and all these things? How come on?
I'll tell you one thing. RADA is a government agency.
No, but you said Jamaica Agricultural Society, RADA. You're part of RADA.
Agricultural Society is a membership organization that is supposed to be independent of government. But recently, and I'm writing an article right now on it, recently the government have actually taken over RADA and use it as their water boy or their footstool. When the JAS, when the JAS was up and properly running with president like Rodolph Burke, Willie Henry, who is the father of Maxine Henry Wilson, Percy Broderick Sr.
Yeah, so how long ago that was?
Those were like 50 years ago. But
we're not talking about how long ago you was the president,
well,
the farmer.
I was president 2013 to 2000.
Yeah, but 2013, them still did bring in the poison to give the farmer.
Yes,
so
but
it was under your thing too.
Control the importation. The importation is controlled by import license granted by the minister and the PS.
So what the Jamaica Agricultural Society have to do with nothing? What them have to do with it? Them just say
the Jamaica Agricultural Society is a membership organization to lobby for the welfare of farmers in the same way Jamaica Teachers Association.
Yeah, that's the welfare we are talking about, Mr. B. We are talking about the welfare, and if you is the president of that welfare, and the people them who are planting food don't have a clue about these pies who are coming to Jamaica. You know, things that the Jamaica Agricultural Society should have a program where help them and show them how to use it or don't use it at all, because some of them is illegal. Some of them think that when they put on the food illegal in another country.
It is, but they can hardly do better because pests will eat down their crop. And to do the organic farming for food safety, it's a very expensive venture too.
So it's not safety then, it should be called food safety then. Because if you say if it's too expensive to do it, that means that the food not safe.
Well, there's a lot of food we eat which should be tested for residual effect, because when you are importing the food, they test it abroad. If it has in any chemical which is poisonous, then they dump that. But that should be done for everything in our market here.
No, Mr. B, I wish by live, brethren. The roundup dump in Jamaica, not dump in America. You know what people, you know what company have?
It's a cancerous chemical.
Yeah, but it come in Jamaica, they not dump it in America.
They dump it in America and have been paying billions of dollars in lawsuit.
And them say it come at Jamaica, but it at Jamaica.
Yes, but those chemicals, you have to get a license from the Pesticide Authority, which is a part of the Ministry of Health. And from what I know, they have banned that chemical. So maybe it's coming here through the back door. But the Roundup is one thing. The thing which is in there is a chemical called glyphosate, which is in many other weed killers, but they have brand names that you know.
Different brand, yeah, but you are say if them start to go organic, it are too expensive, so you just go and poison the people them.
No, well, no, not really. What I'm saying,
I mean, not really.
Roundup is banned. I don't think Roundup is here now. And what I am saying, we need a system for all the food that are going to our parochial market to be tested randomly for residual effect. And anything you find with residual effect, you ban it and you warn that farmer that and train him to that he will stop the practice.
But that me I say, but you say you can't do that.
Know, you know. You only know the farmer when you get his food.
Mr. B, I talk to the Jamaica, the farmer, president of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, you know. And I say, during your tenure as president, when me talk about now, did exist when you did there. So when you tell me now, say, them done test it in America and all them places already. Them things don't hold no water, you know. Because all them test it in America, them won't give American it. Because them have strict measures to decide we're going at the food or we're not going at the food. But that's why American meat can't go a certain country, you know. Australia and them places, them not allow American meat. But American meat will reach at Jamaica. And if the thing the mommy I talk about will reach at Jamaica, and it's still reaching to Jamaica. And nobody's making no move to it because they must say food safety. What is food safety?
Well, that problem, and I agree with you 100%. Rest with the government of Jamaica not to allow it to grant import license for those things. One. Number two, to set up their own quarantine, which you have a quarantine division here, to expand it, and you have a food safety division here too, to use them to randomly test every food in a coronation market. And anytime you find excess residual chemical in them, you trace it back to that farm. Tell that farmer that you can't sell no more of these food.
Boy, you should have go on the farm instead of going to the market. At the farm, you should have go on. You close the gate when the house gone through.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know because we must use some chemical.
No, you know, we are talking about the chemical them where the company them have lawsuit billions of dollars because them find out they give them people them cancer. And it come at Jamaica that we are talking about.
We're not using those muta. We're not using those.
Oh, we're not using them. Them there in the store, them a sell. Them a sell the farmer, them have it and spray upon the food.
Well, that chemical is a weed killer, you know. But it needs a government decision to ban all chemical with glyphosate in it. Because the active ingredient is glyphosate. But you might come here and buy a chemical with a brand name, named Tara or Cocoa or whatever. But the active ingredient is the same ingredient we cause the cancer.
But we know that. That
is a prerogative of government to block these things through the pesticide authority.
Yeah. Anyway, we have to move though. We have to move. Time up here. You're supposed to come on 10 minutes before and it get a shortening time. We have to move. Thank you very much still.
Thank you for having me, man. And
yeah, man. I want to talk to you again still, you know, because you exempt yourself from where I go on, but you did it when it go on and still there I go on.
I exempt myself, man. Maybe get some blame too. But the government itself have to work with you.
Yeah, okay. All right, sir. Give thanks.
The big man them in the system.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Lenward Fulton, him say the past, what them call it, former president of Jamaica Cultural Society. Give thanks. Give thanks.
Yes, man.
All right. Yes. And as we talk about, as we're going on one rap.
The time on IRI FM is?
The time is 1 minute past 4. I know so this is the time when we have the People's Court deal with defamation and false accusations. What you can do about false accusation that is placed on you. And I really want to ask if the government can take carry the citizens to court if them accuse them of certain things. So we have, I guess here, Natisha. I hope I've called her name right. Natisha, she there? Hello?
Hi, I'm here, Muta.
Oh.
How you doing?
We're there. What? I tell you, say, Mom, I see no place nowadays.
But me don't know why you never see me for a long time.
Me never see you for a long time.
You never see me.
I don't want to get myself in trouble. Anyway, here we go. All right, this lady have a Bachelor of Degree in History and Bachelor of Law degree, both from the University of the West Indies and Keyville campus. Respect, watch a man, etc. We can't go by them long thing there, right? If you never have all of these things, we won't call it. So you know. We want to talk about dealing with defamation and false accusation.
Yeah,
what is defamation and false accusation? What you decide says defamation?
Yeah, because, when I'm preparing for an interview in the People's Court, I really have to bring it to the people level, right?
Of course.
So I want to kind of level with the people about their reality. So let's start by saying that defamation, by definition, happens when one person shares with another person information. And we say one person, but it can be in mass. Information that is untrue and may cause damage to the reputation of someone else. So defamation can happen through spoken words, traditional media like the radio and newspaper, as well as electronic communication like nowadays we have social media. So companies also, businesses and brands, can be defamed in much the same way as an individual. What I want to bring to the attention is that, like how you have criminal law, defamation falls under the law of tort, which is a civil wrong. Now, the tort of defamation aims to protect a person's interest in his or her reputation. But before we even dive into the different ways in which one can be defamed and all those things, the legislative changes, because the laws changed since 2013, and I will get to that, and also diving into the remedies, it should be noted that this, what we call the tort, in particular, is legally controversial because it kind of reflects a tension between what we know to be our individual rights to our good name and with constitutional rights under our constitution. Jamaica, as highest law is the constitution, and therefore we want to always be able to balance the rights that we get under our constitution, so to speak, under any other right that is given to us. So usually, when we're talking about the balancing of this good name, persons want to say to you that, yeah, but I have a constitutional right to free and open discussion on matters, especially matters of public interest. you know, when we go into the past defamation conversations we've had, given that social media is, in the sense of defamation, is a new construct. We know that in Jamaica and in the wider Caribbean, we have various ways where the tension play out. So, in the political sphere, we know, however, that even now, we're having a lot of controversy where people say things and have to go into court to prove it, etc., etc. But the media houses, traditionally newspapers settings, were the main targets given the branches of defamation. How they subdivided defamation under libel and slander was what would have caused, for example, a major thing like a libelous charge versus a libelous claim against you versus a slander claim. And we saw in, for example, Cayman Islands, in one of the cases, Bodden and Bush, 1986, where Chief Justice Summerfield was outlining how problematic, if I should use that word, journalist's role is in all of this, and that in his quotation, a journalist is always going to be embroiled, for example, in the rough and the tumble of the politics, you know, because when politics is happening, a journalist is going to have to report. What are those protections? And so they will have these defamation suits filed, especially when libel was a problem. I'm throwing out words like libel and slander.
You kind of understand it. You kind of understand it. But let me ask you something about defamation, you see?
Right.
If you say something against the government publicly, like you say, them say them have fix the road up there, so and them not fix it. And them come and tell you say them fix it.
Right.
And you assure them say, but it not fix. Is that defamation that you have to lie upon them?
Wait, because really you're going into a kind of a terrain now where we want to determine how defamation manifests. Yes. So you use that example, for example, say, all right, that's saying something, but it is what are you saying, right? And
not them tell lie, them never fix the road.
But be reminded that you have also the defenses. So let's go through determining defamation, right, for you and your audience. So determining defamation, the guided principles would be, especially in the realm of social media where you go there, go post something. It's not say a newspaper or your radio where they can also sue the company. Say it's an individual. You go and you post something about a road that you say, boy, the government a lie. In determining whether or not this is defamatory, one, you may need to ask yourself the question, is the information in what you're saying factually incorrect? So you're going to make sure, say, on your merit, on your basis, the government did say that they're going to fix the road. You go up there on the road and fix. So that's one. Would the post or the comment that you make lower the reputation of the government in the estimation of the right-thinking members of the society, coupled with the first prong, which is the information factually incorrect? Yeah. The third thing is, would the comment that you make cause others to shun? So you see that there's a follow-on to the first, second, and third. And finally, which I believe goes to the root of what you're saying, would what you said expose the government in this regard to hatred, contempt, and ridicule? I find that it's not so difficult in proving, because some of the times persons can use the defense afforded to them under the new Defamation Act, which is, for example, truth. A first defense, when you say those statements, is upon the back of, is it true? So you can say, well, you know, I can prove that what I'm saying is not true. Go and go look on the road, you know? And so material is it. So the defense of truth can succeed if you prove that the imputations, what you said, were true or not materially different from the truth. That's one. The second is that I know, here you said that you are muta, right? And me go repost it and say, the government will tell life to you, say, muta said this, that, and that. I, as another party who never start the conversation, can then say, well, I pretty much publish it because muta did publish it, but then what they're trying to say is that when you do this defense called innocent dissemination. It requires that you prove 3 things. So it's a proving thing, because remember now, we're balancing your constitutional rights. You can look out for the public good against my reputational harm in the minds of the rightful thinking human beings in the society. So I'm going to say, well, I publish this merely in the capacity of a distributor, right? So I'm a subordinate publisher to you. But this has to be further interrogated to find out, one, that you neither knew or reasonably have known that the matter was defamatory, right? And that my lack of knowledge was not due to any negligence on my part. So in all of this, I also have to exercise due diligence, and it comes back to some of us just going out there and posting what we feel like and resharing and tweeting, right? So the final one would be, is it a fair comment? This applies if the statement was a comment on facts within the boundary of fairness on a matter of the public interest. So clearly, it's a government matter. Clearly, it's a matter of public interest. But is it a case where I am making this statement on fairness? Did the government say, for example, that I'm giving the public 6 months to fix the road, and you go up there in month 1 and then start to post that, why the government don't do what I'm supposed to do? You follow what I'm saying? Loosely giving you a generalization. I want to take the opportunity, though, to say, you see, in probing these things, we recall, Muta, that before 2013, when a new act came into being, and we used to distinguish between slander and libel, and what is actionable per se in laws, we would say, and what you would have to go prove to get a very serious, I don't want to say charge, but you know what I mean, an outcome. Recall that no, the publishing and those words have very different definition, and what is deemed as information covers, for example, social media and those things. So I take your attention, for example, to the act amended in 2013, which now includes electronic communication as a means of disseminating defamatory material. And I'll go as far as the definition for the public's purposes to say the act defines electronic communication as a communication of information in the form of data, text, which was not a creature of a law in the 1960s, for example, right? Because the new Defamation Act replaced, for example, the 1851 Libel and Slander Act, and also replaced the 1961 Defamation Act, noting, of course, that the two of them merged now to say we don't have separation in headers anymore. It's one defamation. So in the 1960s, we wouldn't have anybody texting anybody. So you find that these communication methodologies that we're using now are so covered, and it means that by means of the guided or the unguided electronic energy, or both, so the act goes into all of that to include the internet as a form of electronic communication. So it covers all of these things that we may post, text, tweet, or whatever the things we do on the internet. And so persons have to kind of be minded that although we have these defenses, so to speak, and I must add that the defenses are not limited to the defenses I just outlined. It's not about just fair comment and truth and stuff. The court allows for any other thing that you can prove as to why you need to be exempted from the tort of defamation.
Let me ask you this now.
Mm-hmm.
If a person come and say, why the government really slack and lackadaisical,
Mm-hmm.
how them allow poison to come in the country when them know that the poison is banned in other countries?
Like what you just say.
Yeah. So how them would have work out that as defamation?
Well, first of all, poison is loosely constructed. I'm not trying to try a case on air. You know me. And this is not legal advice. So I need to say that, obviously, I'm a lawyer at the Jamaican bar. But I find where you're going. I mean, poison is loosely said. In my estimation, that it can be construed otherwise. Poison is loosely said, but it is, what are you referring to?
No, poison is because... Because the thing that I'm talking about is poison.
Right.
It's carried, it's the place that it's coming from. Mm-hmm. A lot of people sue the company them for that poison and win the
Precisely
case.
where I was going. So that's why I was doing the rhetorical to say, what are you classifying as poison? Because one, if it is that you're saying they bring in poison and then this is something that has already been tested, trusted, proven, and also have been interpreted in other jurisdictions on here, and there are precedents available, then it's not a loose construct anymore. So it can be that you can say, well, this is poison because in the USA, for example, it has been determined to be harmful.
Yeah, and people
so
can go put and win millions of dollars with the company. Them.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. If you go directly to the defenses, though sometimes it is a case where, and it's not sometimes either. Let me not say that. All cases are going to be judged on their facts, right?
Hold on. I'm talking to Natasha. She's a liar, very up there liar. You know, Natasha, may I ask you something?
Yes, Muta.
All right, when you watch TV, when CNN, NBC, I think, some of the journalists them come on and say, the president is an idiot. That come under our freedom of speech? What is that? Can you say that in Jamaica?
There's an interrogation there that I like because, again, you're going to have to check their they have amendments. The First Amendment, the Defendant Rights. We have also our Constitution, and I did say that in the beginning, that is a balancing of our rights. I'm thinking how to answer this because
you call a politician an idiot publicly. What am I going to do about it?
You know, Muta, you just always try to get me in a problem, you know.
No, me about in a problem, I know you.
Me no, because no, but I get where you're going, and I'm gonna use the same on a real though. I'm gonna use the same prescribed way in which I said we could deal with the prongs. It's a kind of a step by step. So you're saying you're an idiot, but it's a politician that you're gonna say is an idiot. You have to look also. Let me tell you. So let's start with what is a tort, right? Because remember, defamation is a tort, and I can only reason on a legal basis for now. Remember, defamation is a tort, and we learn in law school that when there's a breach, when there's any civil breach, like a tort, you want to claim for the damages that you receive to put you back in a position you would have been in had the tort not been committed. So when me call you an idiot, no, what is the damage that you're going to claim for, and then what position you want to be restored in? I think I'm saying we have to deal with these matters as the law prescribed them to be. I don't have a case at hand of a Commonwealth Caribbean jurisdiction, somebody calling somebody an idiot, and they so. What I've noted, and I've seen even preparing for this interview, because the truth is, my engagement in the legislation, the new legislation, was from 2013 building on. So my reasoning is going to be one of knowing where the law is coming from. I was one of the persons who helped Justice Hugh Small to sensitize some of the media houses as a young, not an attorney as yet, you know. So I got the front row seat because he was the chair of the defamation legislation review. I got a front row seat to sit with him for weeks, put together presentation, understand what we're trying to achieve, what we're changing, and all of that. So if we, to come back to what you're trying to say, remember how defamation impacted journalists, and what are some of the things that journalists were not allowed to say, and how far the law is coming from. And you would understand why I'm having such a challenge in dealing with just a plain comment, and it's not plain from your end, but follow what I'm saying, about just being an idiot. Because you've had cases over the years that you've had very serious allegations about either politicians who steal money, that can really, when you look at it, send that person to prison. I think I'm saying that's the level I am taking it from, given what the case law is suggesting.
But all right, so is this, all right, we have two things I work with as a defamation and false accusation. Can you falsely accuse somebody of being an idiot, or are you defaming him because you say he's an idiot?
When you're false, you can measure, you're bringing me into the psychological realm, because how you going to measure if somebody's an idiot, no muta? Tell me, how you going to measure if somebody's an idiot?
By certain things we do. You have idiot in politics.
But notice what me I say now. Me I say the law works with breaches and breaking of the law and what can be criminal. I remember the libel was a kind of thing that was quite serious, you know. Even though if we talk about libel, are things published. But me I say when you talk about idiot, the loose word of idiot, me can probably carry to court and say me an idiot. But then we have to go through a whole thing. These are
may I ask you what would be the outcome of that argument?
Me don't know because here's the thing. You are say idiot. But me I say how it would be for a court to know go do a sort of evaluation. I'm talking about what I know of in the realm of what we are experiencing today. Look how the other day in a political arena, for example, you had a statement made about the government. Yeah. Not that I'm watering down what you're trying to accomplish here, but I want to turn your attention also to what is currently happening in the political arena. Yeah. If we want to go there. We have the other day, for example, statements were made about equipment that came in the country, not of the price. Let me walk you through now what those things are for public interest. Because remember, I started by saying, when you're talking about defamation, you have to come to say, I am balancing my reputation against the comments made, albeit them saying it's in the public interest. So see where I'm going. I have my right to freedom of speech, but me also as a journalist or a social media blogger or a Naticia want to say, but you bringing some bus into the country or you bringing some whatever, not going on facts of any case at the moment, just using these, what we consider to be serious public interest matters to say, and I have a right to uncover or for the public. Nobody gave me a job, but it's my civic duty. And I want to tell the public I don't believe to be so because I saw a document or two that suggests otherwise. That's a balancing of a right. That's a testable thing because if I can produce a document to show to a court, remember the avenue and the forum that we would say that we're dealing with is the arena of the court. That's where
so for instance, if the king of Portland bring in some bus and then some technocrats them say, look at the door up on the wrong side. You have to put it over the other side. And you now say, what kind of idiot thing that? Them people are idiot. Why is that
we're going back to the idiot thing in a muta. I'm feel like
the idiot thing I work with.
You know, so me know each other, we can sit down and we do some legal advice, something, right?
And the idiot thing, you know.
You're definitely an idiot thing, you know.
Yes.
But me get where I go. But I think also we can't miss the a lot of going in the social media atmosphere. Yeah. And a lot of people feel like that the social media.
What that? We're going this out.
That's the point I want to make here. That while we are on these spaces that we feel very far removed from reality, people, the law said people have a right to balance them reputation against your right for freedom and vice versa. So you as government, and I can say this because I'm a Jamaican and I live here for most of the year. As a Jamaican, I'm saying, and as a legal practitioner, I'm saying the right is a balance on both ends. I, as a concerned citizen, whether or not I'm an opposition in a government, or I'm a muta, or I'm a Naticia, I have a right to say, I can go check. There's an access to information legislation. I can use legal channels to go check things that you say and counter it. And if you believe that it is not true and I have no defense under law, because the defense are there, then you are you can feel free to bring a claim. I want to though say for the purposes of the education of our court, since we're now in court, that, you know, when people ask about, for example, damages and those things, and we can get into that because I think that part is important. It's important that the act stipulates that, you know, the limitation, because persons may say, boy, I want to bring a matter, but the time, you know, for social media, it's 2 years. And let me just explain that. So the limitation period shall be within 2 years from the date upon which the defamatory statement is published on the internet, for example, or on the date upon which it is first capable of being viewed. because remember, this is a tricky thing now. You may put a post there, your following may not be so great, and therefore you may not, for whatever reason. So these are the stipulations through the internet, whichever is later, the law says. And this is identical to the limitation period imposed for defamation matters published via traditional media, right? But the court may exercise some leniency, the power vested in the court when it comes to the limitation period for persons to file claim. I wanted to kind of plug that. And also that when it comes to the different remedies, what we call damages, etc., it's not just about damages. When you go to the court, you may hear from other day persons that are saying, I need an apology, right? An apology is a little tricky too, because it doesn't, when in our original construct, it doesn't say that the person is liable, right? And so you may ask for money, but more so sometimes persons may very well want, or the court may say publish a correction and those things. So it's kind of the full what you want on the facts of your case. Let me hear about your idiot comment now. What you want to get in a problem?
No, idiot comment again. It's either it's slander, you're lying to somebody, which is the same thing
but
as
me and you don't talk though in the beginning to say it come under one broad head of defamation now. Because the slander and the libel thing, and let me quickly address that too, because a lot of persons may also be thinking along those lines. Since a long, long time ago, we were using that up to 2013. Remember now that slander and libel made up what we call a defamation. No, it's just defamation, one broad header, right? But in the beginning stages, you had, say, the slander conversation, which was seen to be a little less. I don't want to water it down, but a little less of it's not permanent. It's supposed to be like words and gestures, right?
We have to call you back. We have to call you back next time.
The time done, the truth.
Yeah, the time done. We have to call you back next time.
Man. Sure.
You're near me, so we call you back when we want. Because you don't have nothing to do. You don't have nothing to do.
So you tell me, Muta, why you are making world? A joke. But good talking as usual. Always good to be on call with you. And we can talk more.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
All right, give thanks, Muta. Bye-bye.
Yes, that was a very spirited reasoning there. Yes, a very spirited reasoning. I want to give thanks to the sister. Yes, Natasha and Natasia. Very long way was Natasha, every one of them. This is the stepping razor. Yes, African names time, as usual. So we're going to start off with the male names. Sekani, 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 means full of laughter. Nice name that, full of laughter. Shumba, Shumba, Shumba means lion. Sipo, Sipho, Sipo means a gift. And Sudi, or Sudai, Sudi, Sudai, means good luck. So that's Sekani, Sekani, means full of laughter. Shumba, Shumba, Shumba means lion. Sipo, Sipho, Sipo means a gift. And Sudai, Sudi, means good luck. Female names, Zawadi, 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 means a gift has come. A gift has come. Zera, 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 means beauty becomes dawn. Sorry, beauty blooms dawn. Sorry. That's Zera. All right, I'm going to start over. Zera, Z-E-R-A, Zera means beauty becomes dawn. Zina, Z-I-N-A, Zina means beauty. Zina means beauty. Zaina, Z-A-I-N-A, Zaina means beautiful. Beautiful. So that's Zawadi, Z-A-W-A-D-I means a gift has come. Zera, Z-E-R-A, means beauty blooms dawn. Zina, Z-I-N-A, means beauty. And Zaina means beautiful. African names for you. I'm going to buy one of the drugs that I talk about. Buy one and full it of water and walk with it. If you have a school bag, put it in your school bag. If you have a bag, ladies always have them bag, put one in there and always have water in there. Because this dehydration thing is not a joke. You know, most people get licked down in Europe. Most people get licked down in Europe because of dehydration and the place hot. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly at all. Brand new by the man called 90, the Observer. All right, so there's a tribute to Gregory Isaacs that has taken Europe by storm, and now they're bringing it to Jamaica. And I think it will be presented on some fest. Yeah, they're going to present it to some fest. So that is a feature of some fest. I don't think I hear nobody mention it still, but, you know, Gregory Isaacs will be 75 this week, yeah, if he was alive. And Gregory Isaacs is a man where go all over the place and spread the music. And him wife see it fit to really keep him music and him live out there. And as we speak about that, it's a very interesting thing where I wake up the other man and I think about it. Can somebody tell me, please, oh, we know you're nothing more about Bonuwela wife, Rasta? Nothing at all. Bonuwela wife just disappeared just so. We know you're nobody find her. We know you say she fine, she dead. We know you're nothing. Somebody can't just disappear, so Rasta. That a madness, she just disappear. Nobody don't know which part she there. And we see that them keep a tribute, a remaster Bonuwela thing, and I think one of the daughter them say, them are going to be relentless. Them have to find out what take place with that lady. But Jamaica is a small place. Granted, she's kind of sick. But it kind of get ridiculous. Because him miss her from him was alive and him dead. And we not hear say she dead, we not hear nothing about her again. I don't really like find out, or we should find out. We should find out how is it that Bonuwela wife cannot be found. And she hasn't been declared dead. You know, nobody knows that. None of the relatives, them, nobody don't know which part she there, how she stay, what I go on with her. It's amazing, man. We need to get to the top of it. Yeah, we need to get to the top of it. Can't just go. Somebody can't just disappear in Jamaica. So. Oh, we don't hear nothing about it. They can't just disappear like that. Something is intrinsically wrong with that. That a woman missing before her husband dead. And she cannot be found. No funeral, no burial, no nothing. We need to check it out. We can't just let it go so. I mean, it's not something to let go. It's not something to let go. It's something to understand and figure out that a woman sick, but even though she's sick, she was alive.
And now the details. Phase 1 of the Westlands Port Expansion Project at the Kingston Freeport Terminal is expected to cost government about $80 million. This project will expand the terminal's infrastructure, increase cargo handling capacity, and improve operational efficiency at the terminal, thereby reinforcing Jamaica's position as a leading transshipment hub in the region. It signals a strategic investment in Jamaica's economic growth, showcases the strength of public-private partnerships in national development. The project is expected to unlock new opportunities for trade, job creation, and regional competitiveness. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony today, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness noted that this will solidify Jamaica's role as a powerhouse in global logistics.
The Westlands project will add essential acreage to KFTL, allowing for expanded cargo storage with new berth facilities and the introduction of a modern automated gate system for domestic cargo. The first phase, covering 15 hectares at a cost of US $80 million, will focus on strengthening soil conditions, eliminating ponding and flooding, upgrading security, and setting the stage for seamless high-volume operations. The second phase will follow without delay upon the completion of the first. This is a strategic expansion. By reducing vessel waiting times and increasing cargo throughput, we are positioning Jamaica to capture a greater share of global shipping activity and cement our place as a logistics leader in the region.
He noted that the project also involves the relocation of the Tinsipen Airdrome and rerouting of the Marcus Garvey Boulevard.
In my contribution to the budget debate earlier this year, I restated the government's plan to have the Tinsipen Airdrome relocated to the Norman Manley International Airport and the land transferred for further port development. The Airports Authority of Jamaica has completed the feasibility analysis and has been working with the Port Authority and the National Works Agency to bring the project to fruition. To facilitate the integration of the land into the port operations, the Marcus Garvey Boulevard is to be rerouted to the north of Tinsipen. The realignment and reconfiguration of the road will eliminate bottlenecks in the traffic flow between Portmore and Kingston, specifically downtown Kingston. Each of these decisions we have taken reflect clear strategic imperatives to secure the future by creating space for it and to increase the efficiency and productivity of the assets we already have. The Westlands Agreement, alongside the Tinsipen relocation, will ensure that the Port of Kingston will not only grow, but will grow without any constraints in the near future, meaning that after this is done, you can look forward to accelerated growth of the port.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Kingston Mayor Andrew Swaby has welcomed the Court of Appeal overturning a decision by the Supreme Court relating to approvals granted by local authorities for a large-scale development at Bertsucker Avenue in St. Andrew. This after the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation and the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, were found to have acted illegally in granting the permissions. The KSAMC filed an appeal, and in its ruling handed down last month, the appeal court pointed out that the lower court was wrong to quash the permits. Speaking at the KSMC monthly meeting, Mayor Swaby cited the lower court's ruling that both the municipal authority and NEPA acted without proper environmental clearance. Mayor Swaby said the appeal court's ruling vindicates the actions of the KSAMC and NEPA.
Recently, the decision of the Supreme Court was overruled when the KSAMC and NEPA appealed its decision. The court ruled 1. The KSAMC building and planning permits were valid. 2. That the KSAMC is to enforce compliance with a stop notice served on 1 in October 2018. 3. Order that the KSAMC to pay 30% of the claimant's legal fee. And 4. The KSAMC should pay its own legal fee. We continue to review the recent decision of the Court of Appeal with our attorneys. We are mindful that based on these decisions, the KSAMC will be required to take certain actions which will be determined upon a final review.
Mayor Swebe said the appeal court ruling also reaffirms public confidence in the knowledge, skills and expertise of municipal officers.
While many have welcomed the Court of Appeal ruling as a victory, for this administration it represents much more. We see it as a reaffirmation of the importance of public confidence in the knowledge and skills and experience of our officers. This ruling is not merely about determining who is right or wrong. It's about reinforcing the integrity of the organization so that it may continue to serve the people of Kingston St. Andrew with diligence and professionalism. Above all, it's about fostering a meaningful partnership between the administration and the public, one that is built on mutual trust, transparency, and the necessary checks and balances that support good governance. Councillors, let us all continue to do all we can to ensure that this municipality serves its residents with integrity, efficiency, and transparency.
Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swebe. Deputy Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Clyde Crawford, has tabled a resolution aimed at having Barracks Road in Montego Bay designated a school zone. Speaking at the St. James Municipal Corporation meeting today, Mr. Crawford noted that establishment of a school zone is crucial following a recent traffic incident during which a student was injured. He stated that the school zone would cover 3 institutions: Barracks Road Primary, Montego Bay Infant, and Cornelda Avenue Primary. In outlining what the resolution entails, he highlighted the need for the area to get priority attention in the interest of the safety of children.
Whereas there are 3 schools, namely Montego Bay Infant School, Cornelda Avenue Primary School, and Barracks Road Primary School, which are in the vicinity and which further increases the volume of pedestrian and vehicular traffic. Whereas it is critical that the area receives priority attention in the interest of student safety and security, particularly due to a recent unfortunate incident involving a student being injured by a driver during drop-off. Whereas clearly marked signs and designated speed limit roadway modifications, including the creation of a dedicated drop-off lane for students, separate from the lane used by general vehicular traffic entering and exiting the school, the installation of speed-reducing strips and relocation, or should I say, the relocation of street vendors, the removal of illegally parked vehicles, and a pedestrian crossing would be essential road safety measures, Mr. Chairman. And whereas the designation of a school zone and road safety measures in that area will go a far way in enhancing the safety and security of students and all persons who travel Barracks Road and its environs.
Deputy Mayor of Montego Bay, Councillor Dwight Crawford. The resolution was approved by the corporation and will be sent to the police, the Ministry of Education, and other relevant entities for their support. Member of Parliament for South West St. Elizabeth Floyd Green has defended the government's rural school bus system while condemning attacks by the opposition People's National Party. Green was reacting to comments made by South Manchester caretaker Peter Bunting that he would not allow his children to travel in the buses, as well as from PNP President Mark Golding, who proposed that instead of the bus system, taximen who drive Probox and era wagons would be paid by the next PNP-led administration to transport students. In a statement, Green described the utterances as astonishing and disappointed, adding that he is shocked by the rhetoric from the PNP.
As a rural MP, we have long lobbied for a rural school bus system to come into operation. To be honest, one of the biggest challenges that our children face in relation to the access of education in rural Jamaica is transportation. So I'm truly surprised and astonished that the rural school bus system that's been introduced by the government is being so heavily politicized to the level that the actual buses are being criticized. I'm shocked, and it is clear that the opposition is just adamant to tear down any project, regardless of the fact that it will help our people, and are just in a baseless drive for power.
Green noted that the buses are fit for purpose, built to traverse difficult terrain.
In fact, about 30 years ago, we traveled in some of those buses. Students who went to Monroe and Hampton, based on the arrangement that the school had, we traveled in those buses to get to school. And were it not for those buses and Monroe having a rural school bus system, then a lot of us who had passed to go to Monroe would have not been able to access that education, because quite frankly we would not have been able to afford the cost to go to the school were it not for those school bus systems. We saw firsthand how good the buses were. I mean, if you know the terrain to get up to Monroe and places like Chelsea Hill and Horseshoe Corner, and from Santa Cruz to Malvern, and from Kincaid to Monroe, those buses showed that they were fit for purpose and were extremely hardy machines. I mean, they took a number of hits and the students came out with no injuries.
Member of Parliament for South West St. Elizabeth, Floyd Green. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is urging registered nurses to specialize in fields where there is a demand. This follows criticism of the Health Ministry's recruitment of nurses from overseas to fill some posts. Dr. Tufton explained that there is demand for certain specialized nurses. Therefore, there is no guarantee as a registered nurse they will secure these jobs. He made the comment while welcoming volunteer nurses from Nigeria who will serve Jamaica for 2 years.
In the market where we are, it really is an issue of where demand is, and supply of labor and specialist labor has to meet the demand requirements. Policy of government is understanding the health profile of the population, and that health profile has changed over time, with lifestyle diseases being a primary challenge and leading cause of death. And where we need this talent, trained talent, to address those concerns. In other words, there is no automatic entitlement or guarantee that if you study nursing, as a case in point, a job is always going to be there. It's a function of where the need is. That's the only logical explanation. It's a function of geographically where it is, whether it's in Trelawney, Westmoreland, or Kingston. And secondly, a function of where that need resides, whether it's an oncology nurse, a nephrology nurse, as opposed to a registered nurse that is a generalist, as valuable as they are.
The health minister noted that collaboration with other countries is necessary in addressing the existing needs of the health sector. He encouraged Jamaican nurses to learn from the Nigerian nurses.
We must echo that sentiment and echo it in the context of getting better understanding, one. But secondly, encouraging those of us who have an interest in this field to benefit from the educators who are here and others, so that their training can be targeted to the needs that exist in the marketplace, the needs for specialist nurses. So if you're an RN, then look to see where a specialization is required and channel your efforts to get trained in that area. That's the only way you will be guaranteed, to a certain extent, the jobs that are required in that space. And that clarity is very important. We're doing that with the Biomed Scholarship. We have addressed where the specialization are. So if you're an RN, then you can focus on those areas. And you may even get funding to study in those areas. And I think that's important.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. For over a year, RFM News has been probing claims by citizens that they have experienced difficulty in contacting the police via telephone. Yesterday, in part one of the special feature, Phones Copping Out, Police Stations and Dispatchers Under Scrutiny, some of those concerns were highlighted. In part two today, Shanice Gibbs shares the police's side of the story.
Need is just a reply, I reply, me need is just a reply, I reply.
If we can't respect the least, we're not going to go anywhere. Yeah. If we're going to build trust, we have to show respect. If we go station, if we stop people, whatever we're doing, we have to have a measure of respect for our people.
That's former Commissioner of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, Major General Anthony Anderson, during an interview with IRFM's Mutabaruka in 2020. And at a change of command ceremony on March 19 last year, his successor, Dr. Kevin Blake, shared a similar sentiment.
Jamaica deserves deserves a police force that is responsive, providing trusted and reliable security services.
Improving interactions with the public has been a goal of the JCF to ensure cops can reliably protect and serve. But according to many taxpayers, despite some improvements, the police continue to fall short of achieving that objective. One complaint is the perceived poor response to calls made to stations and the police's Emergency Communication Center, PECC, known to the public as 119.
When it comes to phone calls, it doesn't make no sense. This is why most of the time in the garrisons, we form our own militias because we don't have adequate protection. And watch you know, if you go uptown on a certain place, just by even walking in a certain community, the police them pull up by you. Nobody ever have to call them.
Well, it makes sense. You have an emergency line and you can't get nothing with it. What's the purpose? There's no purpose.
They them not answer, and if them do answer, them answer late. Or them take long to come either way. So by the time them done crime done go and everything go on already, everybody get it. What else we can do? Can't do nothing else.
So what is the police's defense?
Two sides to a coin, and one must choose which side they join, you know?
In an August 24, 2024 interview, Deputy Superintendent Stacey Powell, who is assigned to the PECC, said the system is designed for all persons to get through to the 119 number easily.
119 is free. And I must point out that if you dial 911, it is also free, and you have the option of selecting one, I believe, for police and two for fire. And the calls can be made even if your cell phone is without a SIM card. Because once the phone is programmed with the call emergency feature, you're able to make the call.
She explained that there is an established protocol to guide interactions between dispatchers and callers, which is an average of 4,556 calls per day.
They will, in essence, say 119, police emergency, I am, and they will use their ID number and indicate what is your emergency. And with that said, they will look to ascertain, especially two important information, the location and the type of incident, and in some instances it might be required to ask when did this incident occur. So depending on the emergency, but most importantly, our agents are so trained to use a maximum of 2 minutes to interview the caller, and having interviewed the caller to use at least 3 minutes to dispatch the appropriate response.
DSP Powell stressed that all sworn and unsworn staff at the PECC undergo specialized training to help them navigate emergency calls. This training includes using emotional intelligence to pick up on hints thrown at them by callers who, for whatever reason, cannot explicitly express that they are in danger or have an emergency.
Especially with the transformation that the JCF is going through, our call takers are so trained to listen to the caller, to make the necessary assessment as it relates to the call, to determine based on what is communicated or not communicated to see if it is an emergency and treat it accordingly. Now, it might be a situation where the call taker has assessed the situation and realized that there is a need for an additional support. At all the police emergency locations, there is a supervisor that is on duty who the call will be passed to if there is a need for additional support where calls like those are concerned.
So with such protocols and specialized training, why are many Jamaicans complaining that their emergency calls are